Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Pokémon Colosseum. Last time we met the mysterious Miror B and also these guys here. And we also caught, or shall I say snagged, our first peculiar Pokemon. Now if we take a look around Phenac City here, we can actually see that we can't move out of the town just yet. We've got entrances blocked off by those three goons that we saw in the last episode, the green, the blue, and the red guy. And if we go over this way, we'll see the red one. I actually never use this exit to town, but there you go. All three exits to town are completely blocked off, and there's nothing we can really do about it. So these trainers, I should say that these three people are all trainers, and they all hold one of the peculiar fighting machine Pokemon, and you can only snag one of them. Once you do, all three of them disappear, and you cannot get the other two Pokemon until after you beat the game. So choose wisely here as to which one you wanna battle. I will be going over all three of them, starting with the green guy here. Sorry to break it to you, but I'm not about to let you pass. Or do you have this idea that you can take me in a battle? I do indeed, actually. What? Who's gonna beat me? You are? Don't be crying out of regret later. Okay. So here we have Verde, and his peculiar Pokemon he's gonna send out is a Bayleaf. Actually, I kind of ruined the surprise there, because we haven't had Rui sort of go, oh, that's it, that's one of those Pokemon. But yeah, it's Bayleaf. So yeah, first up we have Bayleaf, and I would say it's the most difficult out of the three of your choices here. Its stats are really well balanced when fully evolved, and it acts as sort of like a tank. It's definitely not a one-trick pony, is what I would say. If the status moves it normally learns at an earlier level were available here. You won't have access to Sunny Day for a while too, since that's the move slot that Shadow Rush occupies. However, when you do get it, Strong Sunlight will increase the amount of hit points you regain through Synthesis, as well as allowing you to use Solar Beam, a stupidly powerful Grass-type move, in a single turn rather than charging up in two. Like a little Spoinky as well. There we go, there's the Synthesis, but its HP was full. It's kind of fast compared to Umbreon, I guess. Strong Sunlight does also power up Fire-type moves though, so watch out for that. And speaking of Solar Beam, let me just do some moves here. If you want to go for that strategy with the Solar Beam and Sunny Day thing, then you're going to have to wait until level 55 before Bayleaf learns it. If you choose, however, to allow Bayleaf to evolve into Meganium at level 32, it will learn Solar Beam at level 60. Now I like this starter Pokemon. It was the first Pokemon I ever owned. However, since I already used one in my Heart Gold Let's Play, I won't be choosing it today. So again, since we can only catch one of these, I'm going to reset my console, and I'm going to meet you guys over at the next Pokemon. So since Croconaw is vetoed from our team, we're going to head south here and talk to this guy in blue, and I'm pretty sure you guys can see where this is going. These all say the same thing, so it's fine. It's fine. We can deal with them. We have Bluno. Told you what I'm... The names, guys. The names in this game is just a little bit ridiculous. But yes, if you haven't guessed the theme, this is where we get our Johto starters from, which is pretty cool. It's cool that they added this to the game. I mean, I know they added them in Emerald, so you could get Johto starters that way. You could pick one per save file, but it's pretty neat how they offered you the chance to get all of them in Pokemon Colosseum. Anyway, next up is Croconaw, and he suffers a little from his typing, actually. For those of you who didn't know, before the physical special split of Generation 4, the thing that determined whether or not an attack would use your attack stat or your special attack stat was the typing of the move, actually. Water is one of those types that when you use... Water is one of those types that uses your special attack stat here instead of physical, so Croconaw isn't making use of that extra 20% of power. Not only that, but it's weak to electric and grass, which are also special types, and would you look at that, its special defense is lower than its physical too. That's not to say it's a bad Pokemon though. I really like it, especially when it evolves into the badass Feraligatr at level 30, the earliest of these Pokemon. Croconaw also has access to Surf in its last slot. Since HMs aren't a thing in this game, it's kind of nice that they threw that in there. Surf is pretty fantastic because it's 95 power, 100% accurate, and hits both of your opponents in double battles. And in this game, it doesn't hit your teammate like it did in later games. So all in all, big bonus for Croconaw and Feraligatr there, but sadly, not enough for me to want to pick it for my team. I'm going to reset my console, and meet you guys at the last trainer. I think you guys can see where this is going. So since both Bayleaf and Croconaw are out of the picture, we are going to go and battle the last trainer here and go over the last Pokemon that we can catch. I nearly gave it away. In the current situation that we're in. We have Mystery Troop Rosso here, and he's going to send out the same Pokemon as before. He's going to send out the Grimer and the Spoink, but he's also going to send out Quilava. Now this is our final Pokemon, and it's going to be the one starter that I'm going to try and snag to use on my team. And for one reason alone, really, that's speed. The rest of the team members I have planned out are all really slow, except for Espeon. With a base 100 speed when fully evolved into Typhlosion at level 36, this guy will hopefully help me out a ton. It has access to Sunny Day 2 like Bayleaf did. However, this works really well with Quilava, since not only does it power up Fire-type moves, but also weakens Water-type moves that it would normally take super effective damage from. Also, Smokescreen can be kind of nice to prevent Shadow Rush from doing recoil damage to a Shadow Pokemon when you're trying to catch it. And I guarantee you that we're going to run into issues trying to catch this guy. All of the starter Pokemon have a base 45 capture rate. I was about to say speed, I don't know why I was about to say speed. So I'm not quite sure why I used that move there as well. I should have used a different one. You can see there that Quilava used Dig. That will put it underground for one turn. And then the next turn it will pop up and do some damage. It's a good ground type move. It's good for covering fire type Pokemon. So if you're in a pinch against a Fire-type Pokemon, you can always send out Quilava and have it resist Fire-type moves while still doing super effective damage with Dig. Good strategy there. Ooh, critical hit. Dang. Okay. Also, one thing to mention as well about these starter Pokemon is that they all hold an item that boosts its typing. So, for example, this Quilava here is holding a Charcoal, which will boost Fire-type moves. Bayleaf would be holding a Miracle Seed, which boosts Grass-type moves, and then Croconaw would be holding a Mystic Water that would boost Water-type moves. So even if you don't want to catch one of these starters, I recommend you catch the one that has the move typing boosting item that you want to use, because it can definitely come in handy. Just to boost up the power a little bit of those moves. Okay, so Quilava is kind of low on health right now. I don't want to knock it too far down because it can use Shadow Rush and KO itself, so I'm going to give it a go in a Pokeball. Why not? One thing to mention as well, if you're trying to catch Pokemon, a good way to do that... Ooh, I'm going to put up Reflect actually. A good way to help you catch Pokemon is to use a status inflicting move, such as something that can inflict poison or paralysis, because that will actually help you capture a Pokemon. Come on, stay in the Pokeball, please. Stay in the Pokeball, please. You know you want to stay. And we got Quilava. Very nice. So yeah, if you ever having trouble trying to catch a Pokemon, try using a status move, because it can help. And especially with those harder to catch Pokemon, such as legendary Pokemon, which usually have a capture rate of 3 out of 255. So that's pretty tough. What was that strange Pokemon? What did you people do to it? It's a Pokemon that we turned into a fighting machine by artificially closing the door to its heart. No, you didn't. You artificially closed the door to that poor Pokemon's heart? Humph. Knowing that's not going to help you do anything. Yeet. I know. When I was little, I heard about that. They say that if a Pokemon closes the door to its heart, it can be gradually reopened by battling together with it. Let's go. Play Pokemon? Let's go? Okay. Those guys are probably headed for Pyrite Town. After all, it was in Pyrite that they captured me. So we could go to Pyrite Town right now, but first things first, I want to see if I can get Rui stuck. Just over here a little bit, Rui. Not quite. We're gonna take a quick look around Phenac City here, because we haven't really explored it before. Have I already been to the Pokemon Center? I think I went over the Pokemon Center last time. But I'm gonna heal up my Pokemon, and we're gonna take a look at the other buildings around Phenac City. And see what we can see. We want to do as much here as we can before we move to Pyrite, because things are going to get heavy in Pyrite Town. Alright, so let's head on outside and see what we can find. So around Phenac City, there's actually a couple of Pokemon battles we can do, and a couple of NPCs we can talk to as well. What? Is there something serious going on? He's just completely oblivious. Marrow guy, you're completely oblivious. But yeah, like I mentioned, there's a couple of trainer battles we can do. So let's go ahead and do those. Because if we take a look at our Pokemon here, we've got we've got both Makuhita and Quilava, and I kind of want to, since we're using Quilava as a team, I kind of want to start opening its heart gauge. If we take a look at Makuhita, we can see that the bar is slightly lowered. As you can see, it says the door to its heart is starting to open. So there are multiple ways that you can open the door to a Pokemon's heart. The primary one being, actually I want to use Espeon and Quilava. The primary one being battling, but also walking around can do it. That's why Makuhita's heart is slightly opened up, as well as using items, and there's various ways of doing it. But the main one is battling. What fine weather this is! It's truly perfect sort of day for a Pokemon battle. So young one, how about indulging this old man? Let us battle. Yes, I have no idea what that voice is. Do not expect me to copy that. Fun old man Drig would like to battle. Like I said, battling is the primary way of opening a Pokemon's heart. So we want to get that started, especially since we want to cure this this strange Pokemon. And don't worry, we'll get to the real name of the Pokemon soon. I'm trying to dodge it for as much as I can, and I hope we get to show off a couple of things here. First things first, I want to talk about Return. Return is a fantastic move that increases in power depending on your friendship, or the Pokemon's friendship towards your trainer. And luckily, with Espeon here, who has Return... Oh, there we go! Meechans rose to a fever pitch, it enters hyper mode. Oh, please don't use Hypnosis on us. Well, darn. Yeah, Espeon has the max friendship, so it does the most amount of damage, but now I can show off the fantastic Call command on both of our Pokemon here. Defense Call will just increase Sentret's defense stat by 1 stage, which is fine. Quilava is in hyper mode, so first things first, I'm going to call on Espeon. I'm also going to call on... Well, actually, I won't call on Quilava just yet. I'll use Shadow Rush while in hyper mode. So if we call Espeon, it will actually wake up, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Awakenings are completely useless, because you can wake Pokemon up for free. So while in hyper mode, critical hits happen with Shadow Rush much more frequently. And also, I think the heart gauge goes down. No, actually, the heart gauge doesn't go down. But also, while in hyper mode, your Pokemon has the opportunity to potentially not obey your command, which is not good at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Quilava and look at its heart gauge. It goes down quite a big chunk. Now, how much that goes down when you call a Pokemon in hyper mode depends solely on the Pokemon's nature. Every method of reducing that gauge depends on the Pokemon's nature. So sometimes battling is the best way to do it. Sometimes calling them out of hyper mode is the best way to do it. And this is a really annoying Hoot Hoot. But at least I get to call it. Then we'll use Shadow Rush on the Hoot Hoot as well. Okay, so we'll wake up our Espeon, which is great. So going into hyper mode is kind of like a double-edged sword, because you do kind of waste a turn, but at the same time, it can really lower that heart gauge. Like, we're in our first battle here with Quilava, and we're already going to be able to get it like 1 bar down. If I call it again, we've already unlocked the first segment of the bar there to its heart. So, really good way of unlocking the door to the hearts of these Pokemon. Alright, and that should take out Hoot Hoot. Lovely jubbly. Fantastic. I can't remember the exact specifics of hyper mode. All I know is that just randomly, if you try and use Shadow Rush... Whoa, I got to concede this one, lad! All I know is that randomly, I think you have to use a Shadow move. I think you have to use Shadow Rush. Ah, yes! You're young, but you got a bit of spine. Why, you're just like me when I was young. Well done indeed. So yeah, if we take a look at Quilava now, we can actually see that with the first chunk of its heart opened, the door to its heart is opening up, we unlock our first move, which is Smokescreen, so that will come in kind of handy. Anyway, continuing around Phenac City, let's check out this house. And in here we have... You're doing the washing up with your handbag. Okay, that Team Snagging doesn't frighten me. After all, where those people... Where those people are is far away from here, gotcha. They wouldn't come out here. Those thugs of Pyrite Town, they're much more frightening to me. We're hearing a bit more about Pyrite Town. Nothing's changed on TV. There's still only news about Team Snagging on every channel. Man, I'm willing to watch anything. Make it a movie, a drama, I don't care how boring it is as long as it's not the news. The news can be kind of boring, let's be honest. All we're hearing over here is Brexit this, Brexit that, and I'm just sick of it. Oh dear. Sad but true. I've been over to the next town just once, but I was too scared to go in. The people there are savages, and all they ever think about is battling. Huh, sounds like a good place to maybe do some training, right? Rui, if you wouldn't mind just standing there. Oh, dang it. I will get her locked behind something sooner or later. Saw a bunch of scary-looking people going towards the mayor's house. Oh, yeah, we already know that. I'm sure Justy won't let them. I'm sure indeed. Okay, so in this house, we also have another couple of pretty much useless people, but I like talking to people. Hello, aren't you travelers? Don't you think that Phenac is a very nice place? But if you're thinking about going on, you should be careful. There is a town called Pyrite ahead. That place is filled with thugs and other nasty people. A long time ago, this area was barren of life. Neither people nor Pokemon could live on in this blighted land. It was the mayor's grandfather, the first mayor, who founded Phenac by drawing water to this parched land. Yeah, there's just a little bit of story, I guess, behind the region. Don't ask me how he drew water here. With a big water pencil, I imagine. Hilarious. Over here we have a roller boy. I'm no good at schoolwork, but I'm pretty hot stuff at Pokemon battles. You're a trainer too, aren't you? Let's duke it out. Let's battle. Yes, indeedy. So we have our second trainer battle here in Phenac City. So neither the person we battled before or this guy has any of those peculiar Pokemon, but it's fine because it's just XP for you to grind up levels. Potentially. You did see actually at the end of the battle when we used Quilava, we didn't gain any experience points. That's because the door to its heart is still locked. All of those points are being like assigned to our Pokemon, but we're just not able to obtain them yet. They do get like redeemed, I guess is the best way of saying it. Wow, that was quick. So yeah, don't worry, you're not losing out on XP. You will eventually get all of the XP that you deserve. It's just, it's not unlocked yet. That's the best way of saying it. Okay, taking a little recoil damage there, but that's fine. String Shot. String Shot is a move that lowers our speed by 1 stage. Can be kind of handy. But not really, when you're a little tiny worm. Okay, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. Oh, wait, did it do it on both Pokemon? Interesting. Okay, that's fine. I forget it does it on both Pokemon. We're going to try actually using Helping Hand here, and then using Shadow Rush, just because I kind of want Quilava to do the damage, because the more we can battle with Quilava, the more we will lower its heart gauge. Plus it might enter Hyper Mode. That's what I was expecting actually. It is random how often that happens. Again, I think it's determined by nature, like the chance of it going into Hyper Mode, but I'm not 100% sure. However, it does mean that we can use Return on Wurmple and Cool Quilava just to lower that heart gauge a little bit more. Fantastic, we've nearly unlocked the second segment already. Oh, this is going way better than I imagined. Also, as you can see, we didn't get the chance to nickname our Pokemon yet. You can only do that once you've completely unlocked the door to a Pokemon's heart, same as gaining experience. A lot of things are locked behind this lock, believe it or not. Ouch, no, that wasn't supposed to happen. But it did, pal, but it did. Alright, and 150 Poké Dollars is mine. Very good. I didn't think I'd lose. Big guy, you're tough. I want you to have this since you're so good. And he will actually give us TM41, which I believe... Actually, I can't remember what TM41 is. Torment. Yes, if you use Torment, prevents a target from using the same move twice in a row. That's actually what was used on us when we were showing off Croconaw. So I think we've actually looked at every single building in this place. Actually, have we seen what's in the mayor's house still? Or is he gone? Interesting. The mayor is gone, but she's still here. Are you still saying the same thing? Yep, still saying the same thing. Where's your husband? Okay, so with that all said and done, the only building that we haven't explored yet is this funny one in the middle here, the pre-gym, and we're going to be doing that next time. I'm going to head to the Pokemon Center and heal up, ready for that. But before we go, or before we do the pre-gym, I think this is the great time to end the episode. So thank you very much for watching. Excuse me while I stumble over my words. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode of Pokémon Colosseum when we check out the pre-gym and head over to Pyrite Town. Thanks for watching. See you all in the next one. Bye-bye.